Good afternoon, one and all. Present for the webinar session. This is Manuraj from Tally Solutions Head Office. Your host for today. Today, I will be taking you through the data management session. Dear participants, if you have any doubt, kindly reply through chat so that I can read your query and I can resolve it. The agenda for today's session: importance of excluding Tally files to antivirus and firewall, security control, Tally Vault, incorrect version of data, migration of data, splitting of data, manual backup, auto backup, data restoring. This is the agenda for today's webinar session. We will be going through each topic. Each topic will be explained in detail, and few topics will be shown in Tally also. First, we will go with antiviruses. An antivirus software is a protective software designed to defend your computer against malicious software, that is viruses, trojans, keyloggers, and hijackers. In order to be an effective defense, your antivirus software needs to run in the background at all times and should be kept updated so it recognizes new versions of malicious software. So the important file which needs to be excluded in Tally files to antivirus and firewall are Tally exe, Tally LIC server.exe, Tally admin, .900 file, .csf file. So these are the files which needs to be excluded in antivirus and firewall. Mr. Ali Ahmad, kindly relog in to the webinar session once again. Now I take you how to go with antivirus exception. Dear participants, there are many antiviruses which users will be using. Can I take you through one antivirus? And even the procedure is available in our knowledge base, wherein based on your antivirus, you can go through the detailed steps and you can give the exceptions. So now I'll go to KB. Online and antivirus. So here you can see configuration, exception, exclusion in antivirus for Tally ERP9. So when you click on the particular option, so here you will find the procedure of all the antiviruses which we have updated in the knowledge base. Guardian antivirus, Eastern, Norton, Avera, Kaspersky, AVG, ESET. So all the antivirus to kill Symantec, Windows Defender. So all the antivirus exception procedure is available. You can go through. You can go through the procedure. I'll take you through one antivirus. I'll click on Norton 360. You have to follow this detailed steps which is given in the KB article, or else you can contact your system admin in order to add the exception also. As per Norton, you have to go for settings. The detailed settings window screen will appear. Select antivirus. Then click on scan and risk. Select exclusion, no risk. Select scan exclusion. Click on configure, which is called mentioned over here. Once you go for add, so you have to search for the particular folder. That is, you have to search for Tally folder. Then Tally folder, you have to add the Tally exe, Tally admin file, one after the another. So you have to add each file as well as .900 file. Once after adding the file, make it as OK. So this will be the procedure to add Tally exe .900 file, Tally admin file from the antivirus. So the procedure will be different from one antivirus to another antivirus. So kindly go through the KB article in order to have the detailed procedure for each antivirus, or else you can contact your system admin also. The procedure to go to KB article is open the Tally, press Alt X, that is L. In online L, type antivirus. So you can click on this configuring exceptions, exclusions in antivirus for Tally ERP9. So this is with regard to antivirus. So when you exclude Tally exe 900 files in the antivirus exception list, so that there will be no harm in case if there is any viruses which is affected to the system. So next we will go with security of data. So any doubt participant, shall we continue? If I shall we reply to chat? Okay, we'll continue. Security control. Security control needs to be defined based on the work profile of an employee. Typically, in an organization, the administrator has all the access rights to the system, whereas the employees are given access rights based on their work profile, demonstrating segregating of their duties. That means security control by default, through security control, the administrator can restrict the user to pass a transaction, to alter the transaction. Mr. Ali Ahmad, you can't download the ongoing session. Kindly share your email ID so that after the session, I will share you the recorded link. So through security control, you can restrict the user in order to pass the transaction, edit the transaction, and delete the transaction also. For example, if you have a data entry operator, we are supposed to only pass the transaction but not to delete the transaction. And we have one more data entry operator, we are supposed to only view the transaction and print the transaction but not to alter or delete the transaction. And we will have one more data entry operator who can delete or alter or pass a new transaction also. So based on the right, you can create the data entry operator and you can assign limited access to the data entry operator using security control. So now I take you through the product, how to create users and password for data entry operator and how to assign permission to the particular data entry operator based on the permissions or based on the rights you wanted to assign. I am creating a new company. Security control company. So in enabling security control, make sure in the company creation or automation screen, use security control should be set to yes. Use security control should be set to yes. Name of the administrator. So whatever password you will give here, this is the administrator who can define the user, who can give rights to the user whether to pass the transaction, delete the transaction or alter the transaction. So give the username, name of administrator, give the password, repeat the password. So once when you give the password in repeat, forgetting your password will render your data inaccessible. So make sure whatever name and password you give, you make a note of it so that in case if you forget, using the note you can retrieve it. And you have to accept. So it will ask for the security control password. So you have to give the admin level password. So admin level password is nothing but the password which is given in the company alteration or creation screen. So now the company has got loaded. Now I'll just show you. I'll show the company. I'm reloading the company once again. So whenever you load the company, so it will ask for the username and password. So currently we have configured admin level username and password. So unless until if you give a wrong username and password, it will not allow you to open. You have to give the appropriate username and password in order to open the company. So now the company has got loaded. So now I'll take you through how to create users. So first we will go with how to create users. So from Gateway of Tally, to create user, click on Company Info. In the right hand side panel, there is the option for Company Info. The shortcut key is Alt F3. Alt F3. Go for Security Control. Go for Security Control. Then go for Types of Security. Then go for Types of Security. So here you have to create the security level. So I'll create data entry 1, down arrow key, data entry 2, data entry 3. So like this you can create the data entry operator for whom you can assign the permissions. data entry 1, data entry 2, data entry 3 is created. I am accepting the security level. So now we will go and create the users and password. The users and password is when a data entry 1 logs in, what should be his username, what should be his password. So this username and password should be given only to data entry 1 so that data entry 2 will not log in from data entry 1 login and do any alternative things in the transaction. Select data entry 1. What should be the username of data entry 1? So I am giving as yes. What should be the password for data entry 1? I am giving as yes. Data entry 2. What should be the username for data entry 2? I am taking D. What should be the password for data entry 2? I am taking as D. Same way, select data entry 3. What should be the username for data entry 3? I am taking F. And what should be the password? So if you have multiple data entry operators, you have to give the username, you have to give the password. So the password for data entry 1 should be shared only to him, so that whenever he logins to the company, through the particular data entry, through the particular username and password, the company will be loaded. Mr. Nawaz has a query, how many users can be created? Mr. Nawaz, you can create maximum number of users. There is no restriction to create users. You can have maximum users. Is that clear, Mr. Nawaz? Okay. So now the passwords are created. I'll go for end of list, accept it. So this is with regard to user and password. Now the users and passwords are created. Now for data entry 1, what permission should be assigned? For data entry 2, what permission should be assigned? For data entry 3, what permission should be assigned? That we will do it. To assign the permission, go for type of security. Shruti has a query. I am using a single user tile license. In this case, is security control applicable? Shruti, in case of single user, you can add an admin level username and password so that other users can't log in to the company in your absence. You need not to have any users. You can have only the admin level password. Mr. Nawaz, if you want to create supervisor's name, instead of data entry 1, you can give the supervisor name directly. So now we will go with assigning permissions. To assign permissions to the user, go for type of security. Go for type of security. First, I will go with data entry 1. So select data entry 1. In use basic facilities of, select data entry 1. Use basic facilities of, select data entry 1. They allow for backdated vouchers. By default, this field is set to 0. Enter the required number of days. The alteration or insertion of backdated vouchers can be done within the number of days mentioned from the date of last entry of vouchers. That means, if I give days allowed for backdated voucher as 5, and if this user is allowed to pass the transaction, then based on the last date of transaction, prior to the last date of transaction, last 5 days, you will be able to alter the transaction, delete the transaction, and pass the transaction. Prior to 5 days, you will not be allowed to alter, not to delete, not to create the transaction. You can restrict him saying that If it pass transaction, you should be allowed only to pass the transaction from the last date of entry prior 3 days, 5 days, or you can give any number of days also. I'll give it as 0 as it now. Cutoff date for backdated vouchers. The user can specify the required date. Tally ERP does not allow you to record a transaction prior to the date mentioned. Mr. Nawaz has a query. Is it possible to allow backdated transactions only during 25th to 30th of every month? Mr. Nawaz, by default, this option is not available. If you give days allowed for backdated vouchers as 25, if you take from the date of last entry till the last 25th date. Currently, your requirement is not possible in Tally. Is that clear, Mr. Nawaz? So currently, this option is not there. Kindly check with our Tally shop. If it is there, you can buy. Alright, it may be possible through customization, which is on chargeable basis. Okay, cutoff date as I was telling. If you mention any date here, say for example 1/4/2014. So the transaction which is passed prior to 1/4/2014 will not be edited, will not be deleted, or you can't pass a new transaction. When you have multiple financial years, so that you can give the cutoff date wherein the previous year transaction, the user cannot alter nor delete nor create any transaction in the financial year prior to 1st April 2014. Set alter rule for print before sale. If this option is set to yes, this is used to restrict the security level from printing the required voucher type before saving the voucher. So if this option is set to yes, before saving the voucher you can print. If it is set to yes, no, before saving the voucher you can't print the invoice. Allow to connect company, this is for doing remote access. Use Tally and authentication is used for remote access. So now, with regard to cutoff date, Mr. Nawaz, say for example, the financial year starting, okay, it's about rule for print, okay. Set alter rules for print before sale. If this option is set to yes, then the user can print the invoice before saving the voucher. If this option is set to no, then the user can't print the voucher before saving the voucher. So before saving, the user can't print the invoice. Is this clear, Mr. Nawaz? Okay. So now, for data entry 1, we will assign a permission. So the permission for data entry 1 is, you should pass the transaction. You can pass the transaction and you can alter the transaction only for the current date, and for previous date you should not do it. With Tally Ahmad, you can't use Tally Net facility when the subscription is expired. For Tally Net facility, the subscription should be renewed. This is clear, Mr. Ali Ahmad? Okay. So now for data entry 1, you should pass the transaction, you should alter the transaction, and you should delete the transaction only for the current date, not for the previous date. So in that case, go for create or alter backdated vouchers. Create or alter backdated vouchers. Under this follow, you have to take create or alter backdated vouchers. Select end of list. In allow, select create vouchers. That means this user should create vouchers, but it should not alter, it should not delete the backdated voucher. That is, on 5th of December, if I pass any transaction, only that day transaction the user can alter or delete. Prior to that, the user cannot alter nor delete the previous day transaction. I am selecting select end of list. Now for data entry 2, select data entry 2, the options will remain same. See, for data entry 2, he is not allowed to pass any transaction, he is only allowed to view the transaction but not to delete. Destination award. With regard to purchase, if you want to give, you can give it. In Tally, we have given an option of voucher type security. I think you can see the screen. Voucher type security. So what you can do is, in allow, you can give full access purchasers. So this option is given from release Tally AppNine release 4.5 onwards. So in allow, you can select full access purchase. So for the purchaser, he can alter, he can delete, and he can pass any transaction. Sorry, I was showing in this allow. You can select it in allow. You can select full access purchase. Is this clear, Mr. Nawaz? So data entry 2, as I was telling, this data entry 2 should not pass any transaction, should not delete, or also you can only view the transaction, and it should only, the display should be available for the particular data entry 2. So in that case, take full access voucher. Full access voucher in this allow. In allow, take display print voucher. So what and all restriction you want to disallow, take full access, the required report. So what report you want allowing, take display print or create or alter or full access is allow. So I am taking display print voucher. That means data entry 2 should only view the transaction, should not alter, delete the transaction. Take end of list. Data entry 3. So data entry 3 should have all the rights. It should delete the transaction. It can alter the transaction. We can pass a new transaction also. There is no restriction for data entry 3. So in that case, in disallow and in allow, don't take any access. Take as end of list, end of list. End of list, end of list, and then accept it. So now the restriction is done for the user. Now I am in the admin level. So what I do is, from the admin level, Mr. Nawaz, data entry 3 can do, it's not on the same date, it can do on any date. Because we have not restricted anything. So you can delete, you can alter, you can pass the transaction for any date. Because cutoff date is not given, days allowed is given blank. In disallow we have not restricted anything. In allow also we are not restricted to the user. So user can delete, alter any transaction for any date. Is that clear, Mr. Nawaz? Yes, it's similar to administrator. But only one thing is, you can't create any user. Currently from admin level, when you go for company info, you have the option to create users. But the data entry 3 will not have these rights. Apart from this, with regard to transaction, he can be treated as an administrator. Now from admin level, I'll pass few transactions. So I'm passing few transactions. So based on this transaction, we just check whether data entry operators are able to alter the transactions or not. So first transaction is passed on 1st April. On 2nd April, I'm passing one more transaction. On 3rd April, I'm passing one more transaction. On 4th April, passing one more transaction. So we are passing totally 4 transactions. We have passed from the administrator level. So when I go to daybook, there are 4 transactions which is passed from the admin level. Now to load the company from user level, the company should be quit. You have to quit the company. I'll go for select company. So whenever you load the company, it will ask for username and password. So here, what password you have configured for data entry operator, the same password you can give him. So the data entry operator will use this username and password to log into the company. So I log into the company from first data entry operator, that is his username is here, password is yes. Now the company is open from the user level. So when I go for Alt F3, I am unable to see security control company operation screen. Display daybook. These are the transactions which are passed. When I enter on the first transaction, first April transaction, tally is giving, it is showing you an error, no access allowed, because the data entry operator is restricted only to pass the transaction, alter and delete the transaction only for the last date of transaction, that is on 4th. See, only on 4th, that is the last date of entry will open. Otherwise, other transactions are restricted. The user cannot alter. If you press Alt D, there is no action. So only the last transaction will open. So now the last transaction is on 4th April. Now through user level, and pass one more transaction. Mr. Yogesh Sindal, if you want to show the narration, then you have to give the display option. I'll show what is the display option after passing this transaction. On 5th April, the user is passing the transaction. As you have given the permission to pass the transaction, he can do the transaction. So 5th April transaction is passed. Now when I go to display daybook, the 4th April transaction is not allowed. Only the 5th day transaction is allowed. So Mr. Yogesh Kumar Jindal, if you want to give only the narration, press Alt Enter. That is, you can display the transaction. Alt Enter. I think you can see here. Let me give the narration for this transaction. So the transaction is given. When you press Alt Enter, the user can see what is the narration. Is this clear, Mr. Yogesh Kumar Jindal? Okay. So this is the restriction given for first user. So you can't alter any transaction. Only the last day transaction you can alter, you can delete. Now, I will close the company. I will reload the company from the second user. That is data entry 2. Second user username is B, password is B. So from second user, as we have restricted the user not to pass, not to alter, not to delete the transaction, under transaction you are unable to see accounting vouchers and inventory vouchers because the user is restricted. Even when you go to display debug, you can't alter any transaction. So the same error will appear. You can press Control Enter only to view the transaction, but not to alter the transaction. So data entry 2, for data entry 2, the restriction was given only to alter, only to display, but not to alter, not to create, not to delete. Then under transaction, accounting voucher and inventory voucher is not displayed. Now I will reload the company from the data entry 3. Yep. So from data entry 3, when I go for company info, here security control and auto option is not given. So data entry 3 is having full right. You can open any transaction, you can delete the transaction also. See the transaction got deleted. So data entry 3 is given full right. You can alter, you can delete the transaction, you can make any changes, you can change the value also in the transaction, and you can accept it. You can make all the changes. This is with regard to data entry 3. So as I have told, we can even from 4.5 onwards, we have given voucher type security also. So voucher type security, I just explained it. I am logging to the company through admin level. So to find whether the company is in admin level, when you go for company info, you should get alter, security alter option. If alter is not showing, that means the company is loaded to user level. So to the particular user, you can give option wherein and go for data entry 3 2. Mr. Nawaz has a query. If you have given backdated date as 2 and can you purchase vouchers alone? If you give full access, can you open purchase only before? Now Mr. Nawaz, if you give backdated days as 2 and if you give full access for purchase transactions only for 2 days will be allowed. After 2 days will not be allowed. Let Mr. Satyanarayana, if you have any query, kindly raise it. So I am telling about voucher type security. So to this user, you can, to a particular user, you can give a permission wherein you can create only purchase transactions. You can create only, you can give restrict only for creating purchase transaction, but not any transaction. So I am taking create purchase. End of list. I am accepting it. Now I am opening the company through data entry 2 for whom we have given voucher type security. DD. So when I go for accounting voucher, I am able to open only purchase. The right hand side, contra, payment, receipt, journal, sales, everything is free. Everything is graded, you can't select any option because data entry operator is given only to pass purchase transaction, hence user can pass only the purchase transaction. You can pass only purchase transaction, but you can't pass any other transaction. This is with regard to voucher type security. So any doubt, participants, with regard to security control? Shall we proceed? If I kindly reply to chat. Yes, Mr. Nawaz has a query from administrator. can we see how many users have passed the transaction? Yes, Mr. Nawaz, you can see. For that, you have to enable the Tally audit feature, which is available in the company alteration field. So in the company alteration, you have to enable the option use Tally audit feature. Use Tally audit feature. Once after enabling this, when you go for display daybook, press F12, you will get option called show entered by, altered by. Are you able to see who has entered? If anyone tries to auto get who has entered and altered also. Is this clear, Mr. Nawaz? So next we'll go with Tally Vault. Data security has been a matter of concern to the business owner of most businesses who depend on the confidentiality of the information. Mr. Padmalal, can you be more specific in your query? Tally Vault is a feature in Tally MP9 that will help the business to maintain confidentiality of information by encrypting the data. So Tally Vault will encrypt the data so that the users can't read the data in case if they doesn't have the Tally Vault password. The technology of Tally Vault is such that the password is not stored anywhere. So dear users, the important point to be shared with you, if you forget the security control password, you can contact the nearest Tally partner so that they will take your data, they will rectify it and they will give it. They can break the security control password, but if you forget the Tally Vault password, you can't break it. So once Tally Vault password is forgotten, your data can't be rendered again. So when you enable Tally Vault, make sure the password is stored somewhere so that you can recall it in case if you forget the Tally Vault password in future. The data is never available in an encrypted form. It never exists in this form. That means it will be in unreadable format. As a result, data in Tally Vault is more secure and reliable. So now I will enable Tally Vault to this company. To enable Tally Vault, press Alt F3. If it is a new company, while creating you will find use Tally Vault. If it is existing company, you have the option called change Tally Vault. So select the company, give new password. I am giving ABCD as a password. ABCD. Repeat the password. Make it as change here. It's a small alert saying that company created new company 0012. Dear users, whenever you give a new Tally Vault password, Tally will create a new company with the existing data in which the Tally Vault password will be configured. That means your old password, your old company will remain as it is, for which Tally Vault is not enabled. A new company with existing data will get created with the Tally Vault password. Mr. Padmalal, as per banking system, if the higher authority is supposed to make the transaction by subordinate, they have to create the user as they created and they have to give rights to the subordinate whether to pass the transaction or to alter the transaction. So as I was telling about Tally Vault, The question is, if the IR authority, as per banking system, the authority is organized, that is authority is told to make entries by the subordinate. So in this case, the subordinate should be created as a data entry operator and permission should be assigned. Mr. Devadatta, whenever you give a Tallywood password, the existing company in which it can be any number of years of data, it is lying to the entire company, the password will be created. So now you can see, create a new company 10012, when I press enter, this is the existing company, and log out from the company. I'll just show you the changes which is made. The security control company will remain as it is, but you can see a small change in the screen. There is a company which is showing star symbol. This is the company 10012. So when you enter the company, you have to give the password. The password of ABCD. When you give the password, it asks for security control password. Then only the company will get loaded. So if you have 10 years data, for the entire company, the password, Tallywood password will be enabled. Is this clear, Mr. Devadatta Kumar? Okay. So I have shown you how to give Tallywood password. In case if you want to change, Mr. Nawaz, the approval option is not available in Tally. For that, you can go for add-on. In Tally software, add-on for approval. Currently, the approval option is not available in default Tally. Is that clear, Mr. Nawaz? Okay. So now I will take you to Tally once again. So how to change the Tallywood password? You should see as a query, what is the difference between Tallywood password and admin username and password? You should see, with regard to Tallywood password, you can only give the password, but you can't create any data entry operator. So currently, when you give a Tallywood password, it will be for the entire company. So one who knows the Tallywood password can open the company. You can't create any data entry operator for Tallywood password, but through security controls, you can create admin level username, admin level password, you can create user, you can assign permission. Same way, when there is admin level password to the company, unless and until you don't log into the company using Tallywood and don't log into the company using admin level, the company doesn't get opened. Tallywood password is given only in order to, I'll just show you what is the difference here. Whenever you load the company name will not be shown. You can see here, the company name is not shown. When the company name is confidential, the Tallywood password can be given. Even the financial area is not displayed. Even the financial area is not displayed for the Tallywooded company. So now we can see, I believe Nawaz, the company name is not displayed due to confidentiality, and the financial area is also not displayed. This is the difference between Tallywood and security control. So now I'll open a Tallywood company. So as for the company, your security control is provided. If you don't give security control password, the company will not open. So if you want to change the tally volt, press Alt F3, go for change tally volt, select the company, give the existing password, then give new password and repeat it. Then change as you can see here, created new company 10013. That means the old company with the old password will remain as it is. A new company with existing data will get created. So when you go for select company, you can see two companies in the list for which tally volt is enabled. 10012. So this company 10012 will not open from the old password. Okay, 10012 was the old one, 10013 is the new one. 10013, when I give the old password, it will not take. But to give the new password, then only the company will open. In case if you remove the tally volt password, so remove the tally volt password, go for change tally volt, and the current password give the tally volt password what is configured, and the new password leave it blank. You will get a message. This will remove encryption from your data. Change. Again a new company will get created with existing data without tally volt. And close the company. I am reloading the company once again. You can see here 10014. A new company got created which is not asking for tally volt password. So this is with regard to security control. And in case if you forget the security control username and if you forget security control password, you can't retrieve your data. Is that clear, participants? Shall we continue? If I kindly reply to chat. Okay. Dear participants, I am sharing you the feedback link. Kindly just a minute, participants. So next we will go with other data related features. Incorrect version of data. Incorrect version of data is nothing but when you load higher version data in lower version tally. For example, if I am using tally ERP 4.9, so the data of tally ERP 4.9, if I try to load in tally ERP 2.0, then you will get a message called incorrect version of data. So in order to rectify this error, you should use the same release in which the data was used earlier. So I have the same release. Otherwise, you can't open your data and the data will not be rendered. You can't get your data at the same release in order to open the data. In case you are using tally 7.2 or tally 9, so tally 9 data you can't load in tally 7.2. Again you get version mismatch or incorrect version of data also. So kindly use the same version or release in which the data was loaded earlier. or you have to use the latest version of Tally RP9 in order to rectify this error. Next, migration of data. So the customer using Tally 7.2 has to execute the steps shown in order to upgrade their existing data from Tally 7.2 to Tally ERP9. In case if you have Tally 7.2 data, then the data if you want to load in Tally ERP, for that you have to migrate the data. So now I will show you how to migrate the data also. So I am sharing you the desktop. Dear participants are able to see the desktop share. Sir, can you reply to chat? Dear participants are able to see the desktop? Okay. So to migrate the data, right click on Tally icon, go for properties, click on open file location. Right click on Tally icon, click on properties, go for open file location. In the Tally folder you find Tally 72 migration. Open this particular file. Tally 72 migration. You have to load this file. So when you load this file, here you get the option called migrate data. When you click on migrate data, so you have to take the directory where Tally 7.2 data is taken. That is, it is saved. You will get the company 7.2 data, enter. It will ask for migrate, yes or no. Next, migrate as yes. In the right hand side you can see the migration process. So if the data is huge, it will take more time. If data is less, it will take less time. So once after migration, you get the total voters. So total voters in 7.2 and total voters in ERP should always match. I am using the demo data, newly created company, so there is no voters. So once after migrating the data, you can quit. So when you load the Tally, you will get the company. Without migrating 7.2 data, you can't load the company in Tally. You can see company ABC Limited as come, which we migrated from Tally 7.2. So next, I am going splitting of data. So split the data. Bukina guru. Usko bachine. With a sibling area as a query, after splitting the company, is it possible to have original invoice value and current outstanding balance? If Mr. Sibling Reddy, your parent company will remain as it is, a new company will get created, wherein the existing data will retain in the parent company. So Tally recommends the splitting from date to be based on the existing data. It is recommended that the split from date is set at the beginning of the current financial year, even though Tally permits any date. It is advisable to take a backup of the original data onto another media before splitting the company. Mr. Nawaz has a query, can we have two administrators for one company single version? Yes, Nawaz, you can create. Currently from Tally, in the company creation organization space, you can create only one administrator. If you want one more administrator, it's not possible. with regard to company alteration or data entry users. But for passing transaction, you can have multiple administrators. As I've shown you, for example, data entry 3. Is that clear, Mr. Nawaz? You can have only one administrator at a time. Fine. So before splitting the company, make sure you have taken the data backup. So we'll go for a particular company. So to split the company, make sure you have taken the data backup. So go for Alt F3, that is company info. Split company data. Split company data. So before splitting the company, you have to verify the company data, and you find few errors in the verify company data also. And the important pre-split activity which you should be knowing, that is all unadjusted forex gain or loss should be adjusted by passing journal entries. Verify that this item does not appear in the balance sheet. Then there should be no purchase bill or sales bill due. Check the profit and loss account and inventory statement, that is purchase and sales bill pending. The user has to account them to the respective party account or to the respective bill pending account. Ensure that the backup of the data exists. So before splitting, these three pre-split activity has to be followed. So whenever you verify, if you get any errors, you can rectify it. I will just show you what are the errors you have get. Just Mr. Nawaz, I will repeat the prerequisite. That is, all unadjusted forex gain or losses have to be fully adjusted by passing the journal entries. Verify that this item does not appear in the balance sheet. There are no purchases bill and sales bill due. Check the profit and loss account and inventory statement, that is purchase and sales bill pending. The user has to account them to the respective party accounts or to the respective bill pending account. And ensure that the data backup is taken. These are the three prerequisites to be followed before splitting the company. Is this clear, Mr. Nawaz? Okay. Mr. Nawaz, it's not necessary that you have to split the company every year. If you want to have a better performance, maybe in a particular financial year, if there are more transactions, or if you don't want any of your data entry operators to alter any transaction which is audited, so that you can split the company, wherein when you split the company up, you can only maintain the existing data so that before audit you can make necessary changes. Is this clear, Mr. Nawaz? Mr. Nawaz, there is normally no reason to split the company in case if you have more than one financial year. If there is more than one financial year company, if you have more than one financial year company where the data can be more and there could be some performance issue due to the large financial year data. In order to that, you can split the company, or if there are any data entry operators, In case if you have not given any rights to the data entry operator, and if you don't want to allow the data entry operators to alter or make any changes in the previous year data, you can split the company. Unfortunately, instead of passing the transaction in the current financial year, if you pass the transaction in the last financial year, there could be changes in the balance sheet and in the balances also. To avoid this, you can split the company. You can even give the backdated date, but hopefully, as has been given, unfortunately, if you alter any transaction or create any transaction in the backdate, then it's very difficult to identify the transaction which is passed and to correct it. So currently, under this particular verify company data, we may find few errors. To find few errors, we can go for online split company data. So you can see here, data verification before split. Click on this particular article. So here you will find what errors will appear in the verify company data. So based on the errors, you can rectify. There are 4 errors which will appear in verify company data. One is incorrect unit of measure for an item. Cost center does not belong to the category. No accounting allocation. Voucher total do not match. These are the 4 errors which will appear. You can rectify it by entering on the transaction and accepting the transaction, which is detailed out in this article. Article name is verify data before splitting. So with regard to splitting, when you go for select company, so here I have to give the split date. So when you give the split date, you have to split yes or no, press enter, make it as split. So based on the data size, it will take some time to split. If the data is used, it will take some time. If not, it will happen within a fraction of a second. So this is with regard to splitting. So when you split the company, your parent company will remain as it is. 2 new companies, that is 2 companies will get created with existing data. That is, as you have given a split from 1st September 2014, from 1st April to 1st September 31st August 2014, a company will be created with existing data. From 1st September 2014, a new company will be created. Same way, if you have data for multiple financial years, in such case, on 1st April 2014, if you split, say for example, on 1st April 2009, till date the transactions are passed in a particular company. If you split on 1st April 2014, from 1st April 2009 to 31st 3 2014, there will be a separate company. From 1st April 2014 onwards, you can maintain the data. And your existing company, that is the main company, will also remain as it is. So splitting is done. Next we'll go with maintenance of data. How to take manual backup. So data backup. Data on the computer is vulnerable to different type of threats and any data lost can be recovered. Then there is a need to store data at a different location by taking a backup. It is advisable to take data backup at frequent intervals as per the policies laid down by the organization. And also, ensure that the data backup is secure logically and physically. So now I will show you how to take the data backup. From Tally, if you want to take the data backup, there are few methods to take data backup. First is manual backup. If you want to take manual backup, when you go to Tally folder, this is the Tally folder. You can see the data folder available here. These are the company folders. So what you can do is, in regard to manual backup, copy the data folder and paste in any location whichever you require. So you can paste in any folder whichever you require. This is one type of taking backup. This is manual data backup. Copying the data folder and pasting it in a different folder. This is with regard to manual backup. Next, I'll show you how to take auto backup. Before going to auto backup, I'll show you how to take backup from Tally also. From Tally, if you want to take any backup, press Alt F3, go for backup. So you have to give the path where exactly the data is saved. That is, source is where exactly data is located. Destination is where exactly the data needs to be stored. So that part you can give. Either you can go for all companies or you can select a particular company to take data backup. Select data of which. Now the backup is taken. So backup is taken inside the Tally folder. So the backup taken from Tally will be shown in TBK900.001, which is shown in the screen. So backup taken from Tally will be shown as TBK900.001. So next I'll go with auto backup. So to take auto backup, go to company authorization or creation screen, enable this option, enable auto backup. Make it as yes. So when you make it as yes, when you set up the company, it got backup. So automatically Tally only will take the data backup every day. You need not to take the data backup. Every day Tally only will take the data backup when you load the company. So Tally will have last 16 versions backup. That means if today it has taken data backup from day 1 till today, again tomorrow from day 1 till tomorrow. So like that, Tally will take data backup. Tally will have last 60 days version. So whenever you want to restore, you can restore it. So automatically, Tally will take the data backup. The data, I'll show you how exactly the auto backup data is stored. Here 1011 is the company folder. The auto backup will be taken inside the company folder by name abk.900. By name abk.900. So Tally every day the file size increase due to the data backup. Every day when you load the company, the Tally will take the data backup automatically. So it's better to have a auto backup as well as manual backup also. Next, how to restore the data. Now I'll show you how to restore manual data. If you restore manual data, from here exactly you copy the data folder, copy all the company folders, and inside tally folder, you have a data folder, you go inside data folder and paste it. Mr. Nawaz, auto backup for now for 60 days means, say for example, the company is having data from 1st April 2010. So today if I enable the data, that is on 5th December, from date of 1st April till 5th December, Tally will take the data backup, that is version 1. Again tomorrow, when I load the Tally, from 1st April 2009, that is from the first transaction, till 6th December 2014, you take the data backup, that is auto backup, that is version 2. Same way, day by day, if you take the data backup, by default, auto backup will have 60 versions. Is this clear, Mr. Nawaz? Mr. Nawaz, once auto backup will get stored inside the company folder by name abk.900, which I showed you. You can see on the screen. It will be saved in this file name abk.900. After 60 days, what will happen? The first version which was taken. For example, today is 5th December. Maybe in the 5th December, what will happen? The 60 days, that is, the backup which is taken on 5th December 2014 will get deleted, and the backup of 5th February 2015 will get added. The last one will replace, a new one will add it. It is clear, Mr. Nawaz? So APK file will not get overwrite. Instead, it will add the latest data to the existing file itself. Now, Mr. Nawaz, APK file 60 files will not get created. In a single file, the 60 versions will be available. When I restore the data, I'll show you how the versions will display. It will be a single file, but a file will contain 60 versions on a different date. So to restore automatic backup, copy all the company folders and paste it. This is manual backup restore. If you want to restore the backup which you have taken from Tally, go for restore. Yes, Mr. Ravi, I'll show you how to restore the version. So now I'm kindly showing how to restore the data which is taken from Tally, that is in TDK. So in this part, we have taken the TDK backup. Destination means where exactly the TDK file is located. Source means where exactly the data should restore. So we have taken a company. So currently we have taken today at 5:33 p.m. That is showing even the date also. When enter, will accept. In case if the company is already located, it will ask for override. Please don't make override. Instead, you can restore in a different location. So now I'll show you how to restore APK file. APK file to restore. Press Ctrl Alt K to restore auto backup. Press Ctrl Alt K. So Tally will restore for the auto backup company, the company for which auto backup is enabled. Select the company. Here you can see the version. Mr. Nawaz and Mr. Ravi. So here Tally will restore all the versions. You can see it is showing a 01, 5th December 5:34. Again tomorrow when you load the company, it will show second version, the date and the timings when the auto backup is taken. Third version, the date, the time. Same way we will have last 60 versions. Is this clear, Mr. Ravi and Nawaz? Mr. Ravi, versions will not be of last 60 days. It will be from day 1 till the current date. It is nothing but a file which contains the transactions from day 1 till 5th December. Tomorrow from day 1 till 6th December. Day 1 till the 7th December. So it will be adding. Is that clear, Mr. Ravi? So we have come to the end of the session. So any questions, participants? If you have any questions, kindly let me know. No, Mr. Nawaz, if you restore one version, the other versions will remain as it is. The versions will not get deleted if you restore any version. The 60 versions will remain as it is along with the date and the time. Mr. Ravi, there will be no chances of data getting corrupted of ADK in case there is any falsification, improper shutdown or virus, then the ADK file will get corrupted. So for safer side, take the data backup regularly. Yes, Mr. Rishu Gupta, I will show you how to restore the auto backup. To restore the auto backup, from company info, press Ctrl Alt K. Ctrl Alt K, select the tally will restore the auto backup that is the company for which auto backup is enabled. When you select the company to show the backup taken. You have to select the last auto backup status and they have to restore. Is this clear? Rishu Gupta? Now, Mr. Nawaz, it is not possible to create a supervisor. You can only see subordinate user. If you create a user, you can see all the other users also. It is not possible to see a particular user. So, Mr. Nawaz, kindly just enroll yourself for security control webinar. We will explain you with regard to audit features in detail. So, any questions, participants? Dear participants, I am sharing you the feedback link. Kindly share your feedback with regard to this webinar session. The feedback will help us in taking the webinar session more effectively. So, I have shared you the feedback link, SurveyMonkey link. Kindly share me your feedback with regard to today's webinar session, and in case if you have any suggestions also, you can write to us. Mr. Ravi, the advantages of using Tally Net Subscription is you can use remote access. Wherein from different locations, you can access your Tally, you can access your particular company, you can pass the transaction from the remote location also. You can do synchronization, that is, when you have branch companies in different locations, you can exchange the data from one location to another location. You can get the latest update, that is in case if there is any latest changes in the state government, in Tally, through stack file, it will be provided. So the same thing you can use it in case if you are a valid Tally Net subscriber. Now, Mr. Nawaz, if the single user Tally is switched off, you can't use it in the remote access. The system should be on, Tally should be open, and the company should be connected to Tally.net. Mr. Ravi, while using remote access, there is full security wherein apart from you, no Others cannot log into the company and they cannot access to the Tally. Through remote user, only the restricted user can log into the company and they can view the transaction, pass the transaction. Mr. Yogesh Kumar Jindal, can you be more specific with your query? Dear participants, any questions? So kindly share your feedback. Mr. Amas, currently the option is not available. Even in add-on, it is not available. Any questions, participants? We are at the end of the session. Mr. Amas, currently Tally is not available on cloud. We have noted the requirement. It will be provided in the forthcoming release. So once it is provided, we will update you through our website also. In our website, we will be updating you in case if Tally is available on cloud. But currently it is not available. We have noted this requirement. So thanks for all the participants for attending this webinar session. Hope this session was informative to everyone who has attended this session. Mr. Devratta, we have the payroll session in this month. Kindly get enroll yourself for the payroll session. And Mr. Ravi, I will send you the recorded webinar session to your mail ID as well. Yes, Mr. Nawaz, kindly share your email ID. Yes, I will share you the recorded webinar session as well as the PPT. It will help you also. So thanks for all the participants for attending this webinar session. Thank you very much. So please don't forget to share the feedback. So as I have given the feedback link, kindly fill it. Kindly share your feedback to us. It's very, very important. Thank you, Mr. Nawaz. So thanks for all the participants for attending this webinar session. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.